Hi, my name's Rick and I'm a qualified English teacher. I have my certificate here, TEFL course, and I also have a certificate here which is an advanced certificate for teaching English online. So what I'd like to do now is just give you an in-depth idea of exactly what happens during my lessons, because if you take a lesson, I will email you a placement test, and this placement test will give me a great idea of which areas of English you need to improve. So let me show you that. Okay, so I'd like to explain you the process of what happens once you've booked a lesson. So I will email you some login details for you to take a placement test. So once you go to the link, you'll come to a page like this, and you need to start the placement test. And a placement test will consist of a grammar test, a listening test, a reading test, a writing test, and a speaking test. So all this should take approximately 105 minutes. So there's no time limit on the first grammar test, but when you come to the listening test, you have a time limit of 20 minutes. 20 minutes on the reading test, 15 minutes on a writing test, and then a 5-minute limit on the speaking test. So that's important to remember. And then when you actually start, another thing to actually mention is that the test can also be sent to you in your language as well. So you'll be able to read the instructions in your language. And generally, it's going to be something like this. John and his family live in an apartment on Dale Road. So it's a multiple choice exercise. Okay, so once you've actually finished this, I will then be sent the results. And these are the results from one of my students. And here I'll have results from all of the tests which you've taken. So the most important really is straight away the grammar results. And we can see here that his grammar proficiency is B2. And these here are all the questions that this student got wrong. So this is indicating to me all the areas where this student has certain weaknesses. So these are the lessons later on we can start to do. And if we go down further, he also had a listening test, and he's done exceptionally well with the listening test, so there's no need to concentrate on any listening activities. But when it comes to the reading test, this student was asked to read this text here, which is quite a bit, and he's actually ended up getting 8 questions wrong. So it indicates here that a candidate's results in this section do not support the grammar proficiency level provided. This may indicate a weakness in reading skills compared to the candidate's proficiency with grammar. So that is something we need to look at when we have our lessons. And then his writing results, he was asked to answer this question that some people go into debt because they buy many things. They often use credit cards. In your opinion, what causes this behaviour? Do you think it's possible to take action to prevent such a problem? And we can see here with this student's written results that there's a number of grammar mistakes which we can go over at a later date and improve. So I know that this candidate needs more help with his writing. And then also he was given a speaking test, and he was asked to speak and give an answer to this question: what programs do you like to watch or listen to? Do you have a favourite TV or radio program? talk about something you like to watch or listen to regularly. And when the student replied, this is recorded so I can listen to the results, and I also get a good indication of how good this candidate's speaking is. Okay, so this is a fantastic way for me now to know exactly what areas we need to target in improving this student's English. Okay. So now this is where all the lessons are stored. So, for example, if a student had a problem with verbs, we have a list of all the verb lessons here. So we could open a lesson here. And this is generally what a typical lesson looks like. So this is a lesson on the present simple. So we have an introduction here. And then it gives also more of an introduction, saying that Tom plays the piano, Dylan and Sarah read lots of books, we work in an office, and the student would read these out. The student would also read all these out. And we have some examples explaining what this verb tense is. And as we go on, we start to build a picture of this area of English. So I hope you get the idea there. Let's close this lesson. And then for more advanced students, we can look at things like idioms. So you'd also learn typical phrases which are used in the English language which you may not have heard before. So there's always something else to learn, even if you've got a very, very high standard of English. Jack of all trades. And then, if you like conversational skills, there's many, many speaking activities here. So we can pick more or less any of these subjects. And with these slides, this keeps the conversation flowing, because I ask the student what you can see in these images. And then we discuss the subjects regarding poverty. What is poverty? And what causes poverty? And with these slides and these questions, this can get a really good conversation going. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing what my lessons are like. Also, if you're doing the IELTS exam or the TOEFL exam, I can prepare you for that. And we have many lessons on grammar here, reported speech, linking words, and we also can have some games as well. So, thank you.